Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Commentary's Magic Stream on today's Sunday, June 28th, 2020. I am, as always, Grand Paws.
Big Cheese.
Arcat and
Ivory Starlight.
It's new set time, almost.
but it's not Slogfest time yet.
No, it's not.
I don't know about you, but I'm looking forward to getting on here for about 5 hours straight.
Oh, yeah, it's the best.
It is the best.
It is actually a lot of fun.
I'll just sing the Pony Life theme song for 5 straight hours.
Okay, so we're gonna need a new guest for the
The
Slogfest.
Slogfest.
So,
It lasts 5 hours. You have to be able to say something about every card in that time, no breaks.
No pressure.
And apparently no Pony Life theme song singing, because no fun allowed, I guess.
not for 5 hours straight. It was bad enough we had to deal with the theme song for Gen 4 for 9 seasons.
What? You shut your mouth. I enjoy that song.
I enjoy both of them. GP's just a hater.
Oh, alright, so maybe I'm on board with the Pony Life theme song.
Is the theme song good as hell?
If it was, I wouldn't be singing it on a sim stream.
That's fair.
Nice.
Well, despite the fact that we are not quite ready for Slogfest yet, there's been a lot of discussion and a fair number of spoilers and some hype that is consistently being generated. You can hear that hype train way off in the distance. Go ahead.
No, you're just sitting here saying that because of that one card whose playtest name is Choo Choo.
I mean,
What card is that?
it's the full Steam equivalent.
It's the card that's redacted and does expunged.
I see.
Wow.
I'm glad you were able to give me this information. I know exactly what it is now.
Anyway,
Yeah, it's not my fault.
there has been enough discussion surrounding this that, well, maybe it's time to really dive in and take a look at what is looming just over the horizon, huh?
Sure.
Yes, but let's talk about what's not looming over the horizon first.
Rip.
Rip. So let's
All
talk
of the
about
cons.
Everfree and Continental specifically. While we can't run Continentals as usual this year due to the state of the world, we're going to do the next best thing we can anyway. Commentary's Magic is happy to present not Continentals, including a Tier 2 constructed event on Saturday, August 15th through Sunday, August 16th. But what are you to do with those 2020 round 1 buys that we gave out? Well, we're glad you asked, because assuming that the world is, not on fire in 2021, we anticipate holding the 2021 North American Continental Championships at BabsCon 2021. And those round 1 buys will be redeemed there.
So
Seems good.
Yeah, those are not going to go to waste. They're just going to be delayed slightly.
As with everything else this year.
Right.
Just go ahead and mark that last 0 off and change it to a 1. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I'm going to make you print another one out for me, because this one is
And-
clearly wrong and needs to be fixed.
Bugle in
Eroded.
chat asks, will there be a Tier 3 event in 2020? The current plan is no. The current plan is not to have a Tier 3 event in 2020 because in order to hold such an event, it would require some pretty severe logistical gymnastics to hold in person, and we just don't feel comfortable putting on something of that high a caliber of competition online.
Yeah. We do not have the requisite setup to do Tier 3 online.
Now, that being said, it doesn't mean that we can't still have events online that are a little bit more competitive, and I believe Ara was just going to dive into that that's exactly what we're going to do.
No, I think this one's yours. You know this bit better than I do. We've all been sitting here and rules lawyering about this one.
Yes, we have. So as Ara mentioned, we're going to hold a not Continentals event, which will include a Tier 2 constructed event. This is going to be Saturday, August 15th, and Sunday, August 16th, 2020. These events are going to be held in a similar format to how we have had the online cons that have run over multiple weekends up until this point, with one little caveat, and that is that this time around, Octagon is going to be the platform of choice and the default platform. Kind of a soft requirement. The reason we're doing that is we have to have some form of consistency in terms of how players are choosing to play so that games can be monitored and completed in a reasonable period of time. And Octagon is really one of the only tools that will allow players to do that without an additional monetary expense. Tabletop Simulator has a monetary charge associated with it, and webcams are even more expensive, so to require either one of those would place too many barriers on too many players. Octagon, on the other hand, is free. So what this means is that if you are unable to use Octagon for some reason, i.e. you are on a Mac and don't have Boot Camp, you can still try to play in the tournament. But if your opponent does not have a platform in common with you, or doesn't feel comfortable using a platform that you have in common, then the match will be decided in their favor. Hopefully, if you are participating and you do have access to multiple platforms, you will display the key element of generosity and kindness and help your opponent out.
Don't be that guy.
Don't be the element of laughter or something.
What?
What?
You want to like laugh at your opponent.
Maniacal laughter.
Yeah.
That's like the least Pinkie Pie thing I can think of.
Yep. Pinkie Pie just wants everyone to have fun.
She wants to be the one to throw them out of the ring.
So with all that being said, if we're going to go to all the trouble of having this Tier 2 event, and we can't have a Tier 3 event, maybe we should pump it up a little bit, huh? You want to build some hype with this, Ara?
Oh yeah, I got your hype right here. Well, it turns out that we were hedging our bets, and we already got the promos printed for Everfree. So let's talk about what we're gonna do with those, because I'm getting real sick of those things burning a hole in my pile of promos. Seriously, I've got a lot of promos.
I accidentally ordered 500 more. I hope you're cool with that. They should be there tomorrow.
Oh my god. Okay. If we can bring up the promo images.
Give me a sec.
I don't know if we had those.
We did not.
Whoops.
Oh, whoops. Okay. Let's see. Bugle asks top cut for the tier 2.
Yes.
Yes. Let's see. We have a document describing the proceedings that will be posted shortly. We will cut to top 4 unless we have more than 16 players, in which case we'll cut to top 8.
The top cut will also be slightly extended rounds, just as they are for Tier 2 in person. However, because we already do 45 minutes online, these are going to be hour matches instead. Still single game.
Yes, single game, 60 minutes, with the usual 6.5 minutes of soft time. Scaled up from...
Yes. Yeah. Now, bear in mind that just because we will be holding this competitive event in August does not mean that players should feel like they can't continue to compete on the weekend in Tier 1 events or just regular games. By all means, that's been a huge enjoyment of mine at the very least. And I haven't even played in any but one.
Yeah, the upcoming online con is Harmony and Sealed, so we're changing it up a little bit. Should be interesting. And this conveniently lines up with the about once a month schedule that we've been doing online cons on. How serendipitous.
Mm-hmm.
How's the promos going over there? I'll take that as a soon.
They aren't in the promos folder.
They are not. They're in yet another folder or location. Yeah, they're in BizOps.
They're hiding somewhere else, yes. Anyway,
We'll get those up soon.
we'll throw those up soon. But what we had intended is a Pinky Sense Royal Rare and a same-day delivery promo. The Pinky Sense Royal Rare was intended to be the participation promo for Continentals. But account of going online, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to do something a little more akin to a Spirit Badge. Independent of whether or not you play in the tournament, you can sign up for a Spirit Badge for free, and we'll try to send you some promos. Now, we can't guarantee that they'll arrive due to, just the state of things in general, but hopefully most of them will make it.
UPS is inconsistent right now.
This one's actually going to go through the post office, but it's more international quarantine things,
Oh, sure.
and stuff like that.
They'll sit in a bubble for 2 months and then you'll get them. Hopefully not actually 2 months, but
I mean, we can take the extra mile and put them in bubble packaging, and then they're already in a bubble.
Nah, they're going to be in a top loader. Turns out that those will make it through the mail with
Yes,
just a
that's-
normal stamp.
Diamond Song brings up a good point. The card will be same-day delivery. It will not be shipped same-day delivery.
Oh my god, no. No. These are going out with first class stamps on them. The promo of this is glorious though.
Oh, it is. I'm waiting.
And let's see, with all that, there is of course one final question, which is, but where can I sign up for this delightful madhouse? I will direct your attention to chat, where you can check this document out.
I'm gonna go sign up right now.
oh hey, the promos are in the document.
Hey, look at that.
What? No, you don't. Silly. Spoilers, you should refresh it.
Ha!
Got him. There we go.
Close enough. Anyway, there are 2 links in there. One for the Spirit Badge and one for the tournament. Sign up for one or both.
I want it. I want, like, all of them.
I
Well,
really
that's
want
good.
the same day delivery.
I've only got, checks notes, 160 some of them.
Luna's horn is very imposing.
Luna's very imposing. Have you heard her yell?
Yes. I used that card a lot.
I know. It upset me.
Which card?
Same-day delivery.
Oh, I thought you meant we were talking about Luna yelling. I'm like, that awful event from Canterlot Nights? Why would you use that?
One page.
Because it was a good card.
It was a good card. Speaking of good cards, let's talk about a good card.
Oh boy.
Let's talk about the goat that no pony likes.
Well, suffice it to say, it has become pretty clear that Grogar Legion of Doom is maybe a little bit too Legion.
And possibly excessively Doom.
I mean, perhaps. Unfortunately, despite the challenges in playing against him, Grogar does actually fill a rather crucial role in the current meta. He's a valuable epic troublemaker to farm, and he is the only villain currently present in core. So if Grogar were to be removed from the core meta with a ban, it would have a large negative impact on the health of the meta. And certain decks that really don't need to be brought down in power level, like farming, for example. Although farming has been doing pretty well. At the same time, though, leaving him alone is also frustrating. Now, Grogar is also one of the first cards that we've really been looking at from Leaders and Legends that we're thinking, what can we do about this issue? And we've got kind of a creative solution. Aura, what are we looking at doing?
Well, internally, we've been testing him in a couple of altered forms. Specifically, we found that changing his ability to main phase timing as opposed to immediate significantly reduces how oppressive he is, while still allowing him to fulfill that role in the meta. And what we're proposing on doing is taking advantage of the flexibility that print and play gives us to pull off something roughly equivalent to power level errata without actually doing so. So alongside Set 12's release, we intend to include a new Leaders and Legends card, an adjusted version of Grogar with new art, a new name, and a new number. And in the same rules update that will make Set 12 legal, ban the original Grogar, effectively swapping the two cards. What about Nightmare format, you ask? Well, did
Use
you,
them both.
notice the
They're
title?
both legal.
It's called Nightmare for a reason.
Our hope and thought process is that this main phase adjustment is going to resolve a lot of the feel bad situations that arise from playing this card.
Or having this card played against you.
Right. More that one.
So we told him to chill it out a little bit, and he chilled it out a little bit.
Now, what that means is that those of you who are looking to, say, work in a group to get Set 12 professionally printed, just as there were several groups that did for Set 11, you'll find this card already in there with the other images. It should make it very easy for anyone and everyone to obtain copies of this card relatively cheaply and of high quality, since people who are looking to get Set 12 printed are likely to want to have an updated version of this one too.
Yes, this is a Leaders and Legend card, as the symbol in the corner says, and as the number says as well.
Correct. It will simply be in the image pack with the Set 12 cards and released alongside them.
Yes. And I'm going to be clever enough to include the scorecard in the package this time as well. Slugardor asks, if you're playing core, could you use the old Grogar as a reasonable proxy for the new one? As long as both players understand that this is the Father of Monsters version rather than Legion of Doom, I don't see a problem with that, but you need to make that abundantly clear before the game starts.
I would heavily suggest even printing a temporary proxy to use in place of that, especially because the new card is going to have a different subtitle.
Yes. This card has not yet been released, so this is not currently tournament legal.
Yeah. For like tier 1 tournaments, proxying is probably fine with the old one. For tier 3, you're going to need this one. And for tier 2, probably also.
Right.
Now, we don't currently want to make both available yet until we are in a good position to remove the old one. But if it turns out that there is significant demand for it, we can see what we can do.
I also like this art quite a bit. This-
Both of the art was good.
Both are good. I just also really like this art.
Fair.
Boy, it's almost like this is the exact screenshot that the set symbol got taken from.
It's not. Actually.
You sure about that?
Yes.
They're at slightly different angles.
They're at slightly different angles. All the little stuff in his orb moves around. This one is better. You're right. It's got a piece of Chrissy on it.
This is brilliant.
A weak
I like
Chrissy.
this one.
Right.
Okay.
Speaking of set 12,
Hey! It's like we had a whole stream dedicated to, set 12. I'm tired of calling it set 12.
really? Why are you tired though?
Because it has a name?
Because it has a name.
Are we just going to call Pinkie Pie the pink one?
No, it's muffins, right?
Set
Right.
11 plus 1.
Purple
Right.
smart.
So set 12 will officially be called...
Pedestria and Beyond.
Shut up! Kick him right now.
It's peanut butter. Set peanut butter. Pedestrian Beyond.
It is not set peanut butter.
Wow, PNB.
Set 12 is called New Dawn.
It's like we were up to something with the stream title.
It is like we were up to something with the stream title. It's also like it coincides with some of the themes that are here.
Some of the ponies.
Some of the ponies. And there's quite a bit to talk about with set 12. A lot of which we've already said. So let's just kind of run through some of this here. There's a few themes that are present within the set. Obviously, we've talked about how your total power with one particular color matters. We've talked about how monocolor matters. One thing we haven't really talked about is what the mains for this set are going to look like. We have mentioned that the mains are not part of a full 6-color cycle, and that's because the villains are going to feature on these mains again.
Yes, Queen.
So maybe we should take a look at what a few of these mains look like.
Hey, look, it's Tyrek. Not weak Tyrek.
Well, weaker on the start side, stronger on the boosted side. So one thing that you'll find with these mains is that the ones we're going to feature today all have the same flip condition on the start side, which is main phase, pay 3 to turn this card over, which is more expensive than what you find with the Sequestria and Beyond mains. However, these mains also have a home limit of 4 on both sides.
And unlike the Sequestria mains, they've also got a common feature on their boosted side.
Ivory, you've been playing with Tyrek a bit here. So talk about his boosted side here.
So Tyrek's boosted side, once per turn at the start of a face-off, you may pay 1 to frighten a friend, which is some pretty cheap, repeatable frighten. However, if you do use that ability and you lose the face-off, Tyrek goes back to being 1 power, and you have to pay 3 to turn him back over, which feels bad, but you don't have to do it, so you just want to make sure you do it when you have a much higher chance of winning that face-off.
Do note that his ability starts at the start of a face-off, so you have to make a bit of a leap and hope that they don't pull a trick out and cause you
You
to
gotta be
lose the
confident,
face-off.
man.
Calculated risks. That's why he's the brains and the brawn, according to his flavor text.
But man, am I bad at math.
Well, that depends on how many Rainbow Dash cards you're running.
So just off the top of my head, if we were to give Tyrek a very powerful artifact, like, oh, I don't know, the Staff of Sikanis, maybe? It seems like that'd be okay.
How big would he get with the stick? Be
Only
huge.
6.
Pay 1, start a face-off with staff. I'm going to pay 1 to frighten that other friend over there, and obviously win this face-off and frighten this thing. Seems good.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you want to be really sure that you win the face-off, you can frighten the thing that you're about to hit with a stick.
Seems like a waste.
It
I
does
would
seem like a
rather-
waste.
I would
But you
rather
know
scare
what?
the guy over there.
But you know what? If I need to go and clock a, I don't know, 15-something power friend that has somehow escaped my control, I got a way to deal with that now.
Yeah, you do. Well, provided that that friend can be frightened.
This is true.
Maybe don't challenge Rescue Party, you know?
Yeah, that
Maybe
doesn't
not,
seem
yeah.
great.
Fanman asks, how does he help the rest of the deck, though? Well, Blue is in an interesting position right now. Blue is capable of doing a lot of things with the mains that it already has in the set. It can play aggro with many of the mains. It can farm pretty efficiently with either Wonderbolt or with Seleno. It can combo pretty well with Seleno, usually in conjunction with either yellow or purple.
But can it control?
It's been kind of suffering with control, at least as far as blue as a primary color is concerned. This will give Tyrek an option to do that. Now, that being said, that does not mean that Tyrek can only play control. Rather, it's just a nice little boost that you can get as well for some added soft disruption. Ivory has used this card in conjunction with so many movement effects. Oh my god, so many movement effects.
It is worth noting that there's a number of things that do trigger off of stuff getting frightened. So there are some things you can do with this that are maybe not so mainstream at the moment.
Yep. We'll just have to see what comes. How about another villain? Let's take a look at those.
That's not a villain, that's a main.
Knew what I meant.
Still pretty evil.
It's Cozy Glow. It's everyone's favorite.
That's a lie. The next one's my favorite.
Just a
Yeah,
bundle
I
of
know.
evil.
There's a lot of text there on that boosted side.
Well, let's break it down here a bit. Cozy has the same flip condition, of course, same home limits. She does gain the Alicorn trait on her boosted side. Not that it really matters, but you know. Not yet, anyway.
Harmony Alicorn, anyone?
Well. Troublemakers don't prevent you from confronting this card's problem. Note that does not say opposing troublemakers. That says troublemakers. If you would score this problem's bonus points, you may score the points of a troublemaker here instead.
All right.
Okay. Oh, at the end of your opponent's turn, if they confronted 2 or more problems this turn, turn this card over.
Ouch.
I don't know about you, I think there's a lot of aggro decks out there that are confronting a lot of problems right now.
Well, you best keep up a troublemaker wall. It'd be a darn shame if you were to, I don't know, confront through your own troublemaker.
So, Cozy fills that role that we had talked about on several of the post-online con discussions, which is purple troublemaker aggro.
Yeah. It's kind of
Your epic troublemakers all of a sudden basically are treated as only epic as far as preventing other TMs from being flipped face up as long as Cozy's there. You can still confront through them. Your opponent is still blocked. Additionally, most epic troublemakers have pretty high bonus points, and since purple generally doesn't want to, or troublemaker control generally doesn't want to run problems that have high bonus points because it's really risky if the opponent face-offs, Cozy can choose to go for a face-off when she thinks she's advantaged, and if she does end up winning, score those points. It's pretty decent.
Sounds devious.
Sounds cozy.
You could use her with RTO and do something weird.
RTO scores points
Equal
this
to? Yeah, she
Yes.
doesn't score the bonus. Yeah.
She does not. But if you're in the Nightmare format and you happen to flip the coin for how first confront rules are going to go,
Oh boy.
I mean, yeah.
Gonna be fun on a bun.
yep. So Cozy will provide some interesting crossplay. She can kind of transition midway in the game between control and aggro, depending on the position that she's in. If the opponent's applying a lot of pressure, you can lean heavily on your purple control cards. If you feel like you've got a pretty solid lockdown, go for a couple confronts. Boy, if only there was another purple card that helped you aggro a bit. I guess we'll just have to wait and look at that later. All right. Aura.
Let's talk about Best Queen.
Yeah, whatever. Who cares? Next card.
What?
Okay, next card.
Okay.
Jerks. Okay. So, same thing as before. Home limit for pay 3 to turn this card over on the start side. On the boosted side, we're in for some fun. As an opponent plays their first non-troublemaker card each turn, they may pay X, where X is that card's cost. If they don't, cancel that card. So, counterspell on a main.
Wait, we can cancel non-events now?
Uh-huh.
But what if I'm playing a friend and it has an enters play effect?
It's a darn shame. The rules need a slight adjustment to clarify this. It turns out that cards that are canceled have no effect. So no enters play, no on play, etc.
Ugh.
Gonna have to pay 10 for that evil twin.
That would be terrible.
I don't want to play.
I think
Evil
I'd
Twin.
rather just play a different card first.
I think I'll play same day delivery first, and then I'll play Evil Twin.
Yeah.
This is probably fine.
But what if I play a third card?
Well, that's a bit of an effect there. But to balance that out, as an opponent plays a card, if it's the third card they have attempted to play this turn, regardless of whether or not it's been canceled, turn this card over. So if you decide that you've had enough of our queen, which you shouldn't because she's best queen, you can power through it and then make her sad.
So the timing or the ordering of which cards you play is really important if you're playing against Chrysalis.
Might start being very relevant, yes.
It was always relevant. It's just going to become more relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Chris
this,
is all... Go ahead.
this applies to not just your turn, but it's each turn.
Correct.
So those immediates and hasties they're trying to play on your turn, gotta pay up more taxes.
Mm-hmm.
And this incentivizes you to sit there and bank and go for a big play to hopefully smash through the barrier she's built up and make her sad.
Right. Because white is one of those colors that still does not have great resource generation. And if Chrissy is going to be doing things to make you pay more, she's going to have to be pouring AT into that still. Diamond Song asked, does boosted Chrissy only flip back if 3 cards were stopped or attempted count both ways? Chrissy only taxes the first card each turn that the opponent attempts to play. Regardless of whether or not that card is canceled, it's only the first one that they have the choice to pay X or have it be canceled. So
I think the question here, though, was that does attempted just mean cards that are canceled or all cards? Attempted means all cards.
So if
you can attempt something and still succeed at doing it.
Right. So if you sit here and you play a 0-cost card, well, you'll go ahead and pay the 0, and that's fine, and that's her cancellation for the turn. And then you play two things that you actually wanted to play, and then she flips over and is sad.
Hey, we've seen that Aoi Zodal earlier in this set, who costs 0 but has an additional cost to play. Bear in mind that when we're talking about a card's cost, we are not talking about additional cost. We're just talking about the printed cost on that card. So if a player was at 4 points, for example, or if you were at 4 points, and you played Aoi Zodal, you'd pay 2 for his additional cost, and if he was the first card played, you'd still just only have to pay 0 for Chrissy's tax. So. Okay. So that's a couple of main. We've also talked a little bit about this new keyword. This keyword is Unity, and Unity checks to see if you have at least a certain amount of power among all your characters with a particular color in play. So Unity 7 Blue says if you have 7 or more power among all of your blue characters in play, you get a bonus effect. We saw that with the Grandpa Gruff that had been spoiled a while ago, which used to be the much better Rainbow Dash.
Lies.
But we also saw it again recently on a non-friend. Let's take a look at that one. Hey, look, it's almost like it goes great with Chrissy's taxes. Ugh.
Much annoy.
Tagging myself on the right there.
Yep. So Wink says that for 0 AT as an immediate action, your opponents must pay +1 AT to play their next card this turn. This does not affect the cost of the card, it just means they have to pay extra. However, if you have at least 7 power among all your white characters in play, your opponent instead has to pay 2 extra AT to play their next card this turn. This is especially fun when you know your opponent is about to go for a series of plays that are going to really wreck you, and you wait for them to play the first piece, leaving them vulnerable, and then you play this, and then they are sad.
I see you have played color entry. It'd be a darn shame.
If you couldn't play the thing with that color.
Yeah.
In fact, this is yet another part of the Unity cycle. So the entry 1-cost friends will be present in every color. There will also be a non-friend card for each color that has a Unity 7 keyword. But we're not done yet.
No?
Let's look at some more Unity. What if you really want to go deep? Like, really, really deep. Oh, I think we got the Rex and cost wrong on this one.
I don't think so.
No, we did.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, whoops.
Okay. Let's double check this, but I'm pretty sure that this is in fact supposed to be a 2-power friend with 2 requirement.
And 3 cost?
And 3 cost.
Where is that?
Wait, I can fix this.
Can you? Fix it. Fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it.
Yeah, whoops. Spoilers, that stat line is for the other Unity cycle. Oops.
All right. So while Cheese is working on fixing it, let's at least look at the effect. This is a 3-cost, 2 requirement, 2-power friend that says when you play this card, search your deck for a dilemma, reveal it, and put it into play. Then shuffle your deck. But if you have Unity 15 blue...
15!
15! There you go, good fix, Cheese. When you
Nice.
play this card, Move up to one of your characters to each problem.
That's strong.
It's like it. It's like it's a good card. It's like, hi, yes, I'd like to bust through your troublemaker wall, please. Blue's kind of good at that.
Well, now, Blue has had some issues with that before. Animoy does point out a dilemma of any color requirement. That's correct. You are not playing the dilemma, you're putting the dilemma into play.
Oh, cool. So I get to get the pink dilemma that does silly things?
Yeah, or the yellow dilemma that does silly things, or if you really want to, the purple dilemma that gives you meticulous one and can't be confronted, because that sounds funny.
I mean, that
It's
does
completely
actually sound
useless.
funny. And Go Home deck could use this.
I could move Zakora up, and you can never confront that problem, so I'll always get 1 AT.
Yep. You just have to also be at 15 unity for Blue.
Yeah.
Shenanigans abound.
You'll note that this card is a rare. And it's also part of a cycle.
Huh. So there's more of this?
So there's more of this. There's, in fact, a cycle of rare friends with Unity 15. But this is the only one we're seeing for now. There may also happen to be a cycle of 3-1-3s with a Unity 5, Unity 10 split, but we just don't have art for those ready yet.
Well, we had art, but then we decided that, no, we think those fit better over here.
Yeah. So, all told, there are 4 full cycles of Unity across cards in this deck. If you compare that to something like Talented, Unity is far more prevalent or far more present in this set, meaning that it will likely have a larger impact on limited environments.
Certainly hope so.
Bugle asks, are those the only Unity cards? Yes, there are 20 Unity cards present in set 12. I'm sorry, we can call it New Dawn now.
20? 20 doesn't divide by 6?
I'm sorry, 24. My apologies. Too used to dealing with Magic where there's only 5 colors.
Yeah, we decided not to give yellow any Unity because no one likes yellow.
Hush. Everyone likes yellow.
It's fine. Don't worry about it, it's fine.
Okay. We don't have images for this next one, but something else to note is that New Dawn is going to contain one of the largest numbers of problems that we've seen on a set in recent history. That is, there are 12 problems in this set, and none of them are wild.
It's a lot of problems.
It is a lot of problems. It turns out when you combine the 3 strongest villains that Equestria has ever seen working together to defeat Twilight and her friends,
It's very problematic.
It caused some problems. So, if any of you tuned in on our playtesting live stream on Wednesday earlier this week, hint, hint,
Cough.
you'll have noted that there are some starting problems that have an interesting effect. The starting problems for each color reward you if you don't have any colors among any of your characters in play. So as long as the only color among your characters is blue, if you have the blue starting problem, it will do something cool. Same with pink, orange, yellow, white, and purple. Hey, did you know that, like, at the start of the game, you only have one character in play?
No, that's not how I play.
I mean, that's like true even for the villains.
True. Every color will also have a non-starting problem. And I think people will be excited about a few of those effects.
Some of these things are shenanigans. Extreme shenanigans.
There's a few other fun sub-themes that have some incomplete cycles. Some effects that might care whether or not you play a card during the main phase or during a different phase. So that's kind of fun. We do, of course, have the return of tricolor cards, which we've seen already, some of. And we've got some multicolor cards as well.
Oh, looks like I need to remove a Trixie.
Oh, did someone ask about Trixie?
Just delete Wink.
It's a darn shame. I really like that art too.
Let's take a look at a multicolor card here. Oh, that's not a multicolor card. Let's take a look at Spitfire too.
Yeah.
This isn't multicolor, but it was spoiled earlier. And it's pretty good. Speaking of blue busting through troublemakers.
And how?
Bablam!
I pick up these two Pegasi and I throw them at the troublemaker and it dies.
It's
And I
almost like
profit.
it's an epic win.
It is an epic win. Aren't you glad that Changeling Mimics only has one bonus now?
Nope.
I know. Neither am I. Bugle is correct that Cozy Glow doesn't like this card. It's like when she's getting strafed by the Wonderbolts. It's, not great.
Nuking Spitfire to Grubber feels awful. Just saying.
I would rather have Grubber in my discard pile most of the time.
Yeah, maybe don't nuke the Grubber. Maybe nuke the Grogar. That seems like a better choice.
Seems like a much better choice.
Okay, anyway, how about some multicolor?
Hey, look. It's Gallus, who is probably captain of the guard
He's got armor on.
and has amazing flavor text.
Flavor text still pending.
No, because someday, we're gonna have to print a Guy Fieri card, and then I'm going to be forced, against my will, to leave that alone. It's just gonna say Flavor Town.
So, Gallus is a 1-cost, 3-rec, 2-power character. That's efficiently costed.
And he runs around in circles.
Yeah, he does. So looking at this card, when you discard a card, you may move this card. Seems pretty simple. You can use it with a card like Pinky Sense, and if you have something that you want to chuck into your discard pile, you can just go ahead and do that, and then Gallus moves for free. That's some pretty good that's some pretty good AT value.
Let's get some Spitfires going in here.
You want to get some Spitfires. Okay, so now we are hasty putting a Spitfire into play, discarding a card to frighten an opposing friend, moving Gallus for free, and getting a 5-power swing for 3 AT in a card. That's pretty good.
You're forgetting that the card you discarded was another Spitfire, so you draw one and Spitfire now has +1.
Oh, that's right. That's very true.
Shenanigans.
Ooh, but let's get really stupid for a second. See, Gallus, as captain of the guard, he knew what he was like as a student. He knew that he, played hooky quite a bit, so he also serves as the truant officer. So if he sees people, say, skipping class, discarding, say, 6 cards, he runs everywhere looking for the students.
Did you just come up with that?
Yes.
How long have you been working on that one?
3 seconds.
Impressive.
And I mean, that's kind of funny. Seeing him zip, zop, zoop back and forth.
That is a May. He can decide to chill out.
He can if he wants, but let's build some value in there. Let's put the Gabby in there from Friends Forever. That whenever you move a Griffin, you can draw a
Oh
card.
my god.
Yeah,
Give
that
it
seems
Traveler
good.
somehow while you're at it.
Oh, you mean like we played
Traveler hat?
a Hoofar?
Yeah. Make
So all
Gallus
offensive-
8 power.
This is sounding too shenanigans for me.
So
8
now we
power,
can,
6 cards. I like that.
or we can play the other Gabby that when she confronts, you discard your hand and you draw that many +1, and then Gallus moves and you have the other Gabby in place, so you actually draw that many +1 and then that many +1 again, or that many again, so you end up with like 13 cards in your hand, and then you play the thing that gives one of your Griffins eccentric for every card in your hand, and yeah!
And then you have to discard down to 8 at the end of your turn.
And then Gallus still ends up moving, and you had the Traveler effect on him, and you discarded like 8 cards.
And you do more cards, and now you need to discard more cards.
And you dead
Game
yourself.
state. Game state.
So what I'm hearing is you're going to want to save some disruption for this one.
This sounds ridiculous.
Did we just come up with a combo?
I think we may have just built a combo on live stream.
Oops. All right. Well, pending errata, I guess.
We'll need to look
I
into
don't-
that one.
We'll take a look at that.
That's your fault. I'm blaming you for that one.
All I was doing was following the trail of breadcrumbs, okay?
It's 2 o'clock somewhere. No, we're not. This is why we can't have nice things. All right, I guess we're gonna have to actually look into that one. 'Cause
Okay,
that's
so
mildly problematic.
we'll see. We'll see.
Okay, all right.
It's amusing.
Where were we here?
Talking about cards.
Yes, we were on multi-card. Hey, I did mention earlier that we were supposed to have another purple aggro card to work well with Cozy. What if it just worked well with like every main?
Better be an ultra rare if that's the case.
Did someone say ultra rare?
No. Did someone say combo?
Ultra rare.
Ultra rare.
Oh hey, it's Luster. Faithful student.
Is that an ultra rare entry card?
That looks like an
Yes.
ultra rare that doesn't have any wreck on it.
Move out of the way, full steam.
Luster is a student of friendship. She has to learn the lessons from her mentors. So when you confront Luster's problem for the first time this turn, you can exhaust your main character here. And if you do, after this confront step, there's an additional confront step at this problem. Also, when you confront this card's problem, this card gets +2 power until the end of the turn. So she's literally learning from her teacher's experience.
But not all of it, because she only gets +2, not +3.
Sure. She's still young. She's still a student. She hasn't graduated yet. So, I'm gonna play this in harmony with Bluna. And I'm going to move Bluna up, and then play Luster Dawn, and then flip Bluna, and then confront, and then exhaust, and then confront again. Diamond Song says, I'm amazed she isn't unique. The thing is, you only have one main character, and you have to exhaust your main character to get the additional confront step.
Correction. You only have one main character.
Sure.
I myself like to only have 3 on a normal day.
Also, note that she does only work the first time you confront this card's problem each turn. Now, if you can somehow come up with a crazy way to ready your main character at immediate speed, and then also move Luster and your main character to another problem, and then confront that problem, sure, go for it.
It'd be a darn shame if
You
there
earned
were
that.
checks notes, a card that readied things.
Sure, you've just got to have some immediate speed movement there, which is fine. You can do that. Plushy dash exists.
Hmm.
Didn't
Lust-
Vinyl ready herself?
Also, that's
at the
gonna
end of the main
cost-
phase.
A lot more than just playing Similo duplexes.
Yes. And this is how you learn to be a pirate. I mean, every friendship lesson is important, Bugle. Even piracy. Piracy is an important lesson. So Luster will help benefit many of the mains who might want a little bit of boost as far as point acceleration is concerned.
So to be interesting.
I'm going to run it in blue, and I'm going to run it in pink, and I'm going to run it in orange.
What about Mauve?
Mauve?
Yeah.
If we ever get mauve as a color.
I'm not gonna do the thing.
No.
No.
Good.
Let's take a look at one more set of cards here. Ones that were, in fact, just spoiled in Discord less than an hour ago, or less than an hour and a half ago, anyway.
Yeah, time
Hey,
zones, whatever.
Apple Bloom.
Apple Bloom. Apple Bloom.
Buy some apples.
There's something a little special about this card. What's going on here, Ara?
This is a designer card
Qual?
designed by a certain someone who won Continentals. Just recently, in fact.
Would you say the most recent Continentals?
Mm-hmm. I would. It's also part of a cycle.
Yep, Joshua Stuck designed this card as a reward for winning the North American Continental Championship 2019. It's a 2-cost 4-power friend. That's really efficient. And it has an ability that makes it even bigger?
Yeah, but check out that other ability. It's like she's in over her head a little bit and wasn't expecting to deal with this.
So at the start of a face-off involving Apple Bloom, you have to exhaust that card. So if you can get Apple Bloom into a face-off later, or if you're playing in Harmony and can make her stubborn, that's pretty solid.
It's not bad.
And we actually thought this was such a great design that we extended it, because Apple Bloom doesn't go anywhere without her friends.
Correct.
Let's talk about the cuter part of the Cutie Mark Crusaders.
It scoots.
It's not the cutest, but
This isn't the cute one.
I mean, you're
Let's see.
correct.
She
It's the
does
awesome
her
one.
best.
Oh, that's a 4-power Swift character. That's really good.
But
Yeah, it
she
is.
runs away.
But she also don't stick around at the problem after a face-off starts.
Oh, that's true.
She runs up, confronts, and then sees things are getting serious and runs away.
Are we saying when a face-off happens, she's chicken?
Yes.
Yes.
That is exactly
Yes,
what
we
we're saying.
are.
Excellent.
How about one more?
The cute one.
What's funny is I think she used to frighten herself, so that would have been more fitting for the chicken analogy.
Yes, the very cute one. Sweetie Belle in over her head.
This is true cuteness. Except she's looking a bit disheveled.
She bounces. Although the bounce can be beneficial. Correct. They do not have the full trait.
They aren't foals. They're big ponies.
Maybe a little too big too quickly.
I am a big pony.
So
No
each of-
season 1 reference. Okay.
yeah. So each of these cards have their own strengths, and each of these cards have their own weaknesses as well. But they're all 2 cost, 3 rec, and 4 power, which is a pretty strong effect. And you know what? They're not Zephyr Breeze, so they have that going for them, which is nice.
Yes.
Animoy says Sweetie Belle might be fun with Bodyguard.
Why did we print this card again? I'm already getting like bad flashbacks.
You won't be able to trigger
Bodyguard.
You won't be able to trigger the prepared in the same turn. It's fine. When's our pink or purple 2 cost 4 power friend? When the Cutie Mark Crusaders add a purple friend to their.
We could. There is Babs.
Babs is.
And Gabby was an honorary member.
There's
Babs-
Babs and there's Gabby, yeah.
Babs and Gabby are both pink.
No, Babs is also orange, I think.
She's both. But she's the pink entry from EO.
Yeah. Is Discord a CMC? What? I don't buy that. No, we're gonna make Tempest a Cutie Mark Crusader. Sounds good.
Yes.
The last time we gave purple, well, no, that's not really true. I was going to say the last time we gave purple an over efficient 4 power friend with a keyword and another ability, it like wrecked the Harmony format, but then I remembered that we also did that with Sunset, and Sunset's just a good card, so just play Sunset.
Sunset is a good card. You mean Bacon? Like the original Bacon card?
Not the original Bacon card, although the original Bacon card is good.
What, Clever Calculator?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay. That is a lot to digest. Unity, some cycles,
A name.
a name for the set, monocolor support, plus like villains featuring, and
Our Queen, the most important part.
I'm excited. Grogar change, that's right.
Continentals, except
I
not
am excited.
Continentals.
Non-continentals.
Non-tenentals. I like it.
Yes.
That was Diamond's song. She coined that earlier.
A lot of stuff happening.
I'm hype. Also, speaking of hype, Pakoko is up. Go sign up for Pakoko.
Last I
Pakoko,
checked, we have
Pakoko.
4.
I think
Is it
was 4, yeah.
Popper?
Yes, it's
Okay,
Popper.
that's why it's Pakoko.
Yeah, Popper Corp. That sign-up's up there. There's also OnlineCon 4.0 signups. The one that's going to come up in
July.
what is that? It's about a week, I believe.
That's about right.
Yeah, about a week. That should be interesting.
I
And then
agree. I agree, Diamond. What month is it even?
It's almost July.
It is almost July.
Is it? How did this happen? When did this happen? No one told me.
Well, with that, I think it will about wrap up our discussion on New Dawn for today.
Your hair length is a calendar. Matt, don't remind me. I can like, I can chew on my hair now. That's how long it is.
Blech.
My hair's been that long for like 6 years.
I could chew on my beard, and then I finally cut it.
Ew.
Okay, moving on from the hair
Moving
eating.
on.
We'd like to give a big shout out to all of our patrons on Patreon. Thank you so much for your regular support. If you aren't currently a patron and you enjoy what we do, please consider donating. Doing so does enable us to continue talking about eating our own hair.
Yes.
And there went all of our patrons. They're all gone. Thanks. Thanks for that.
Hair eating contest. Make a promo for something of that.
No, we're not. If you have comments or questions you would like to send our way,
Like,
no, stop. Feel free to reach out to
We're
us
gonna-
through. through
Frientomaniac main.
through Facebook,
Ooh.
Twitter, or email.
Shit, that's it.
Hey,
Language. No, naughty, bad.
If you're a patron, you can also chat live with us on Slack any day, anytime. Clearly, we are all incredibly sleep deprived, or we wouldn't have broken our censorship rule or kept talking about eating facial hair.
I didn't get
So-
much sleep last night.
Talking about mains.
The world was on fire.
I really
Your-
like
your
her
world-
main.
Actually was on fire, and we're
Yeah.
glad that you got through that with no issues.
Yes, be safe out there if you are in fire-prone areas right now. Finally, if you are looking to watch any of our previous videos, including tournament recordings, you can find them on our YouTube channel linked just below the stream. With all that said, thank you to each and every one of our viewers, both here now and watching this recording later. We are, as always, Commentary is Magic. I am, as always, Grandpaws.
Big cheese.
I'm bad at things, and I'm sorry about that.
And Pony Life is actually good. Don't listen to them.
I didn't say anything.
I wasn't referring to you.
Okay.
I'm feeling it.
You were thinking it loudly.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you all next time.
Oh no.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.